starting with Anthony Richardson, I was a little surprised by this, Chris. I know they've looked more efficient and more productive with Joe Flacco, but when you watch the tape and the difference in this offense with Richardson, with Flacco, does Flacco really give them the best chance to win?
I think in totality, he gives them more versatility to win. Okay, that's what I would say. And yeah, I would say right now he does give them the best chance to win. And that's what they're trying to balance. They're trying to bring a guy along that they believe has the talent to be the franchise quarterback and do that, but he's young, he's extremely raw, and he didn't get to play last year. They're in a tough spot, but their team is also in contention right now for the playoffs. And you can't be the head coach of a football team and look your guys in the eyes in the locker room, team meeting and all that and go, hey, we're trying to make the playoffs, when everyone's like, wait, the guy that's playing backup quarterback tears everybody up at practice every day, and the guy that's the starter, the ball's all over the place, in the game, in the practice field, whatever it may be. I told some people last week, and I said this on Sunday to Ahmed a little bit, that I had heard there was a chance that even last week in 2-minute situations or end of the game, if they felt like they had to go down and throw the ball to win the game, that they might pull the trigger and go with Joe Flacco, right? Because they felt like their relationship's good. Joe's not trying to politic and be the starter.
Right.
He's very supportive of Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, I think, is very honest and real to a degree of like knowing where he's at in his career or where he's at in his development, and he likes Joe Flacco. So I had heard that, but still, nonetheless, to hear this was shocking. I didn't think this was going to come about like this right now. I guess I shouldn't say shocking. I just didn't think they would pull the trigger quite yet on this type of move, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Right, because of the prospect Richardson was. He was a developmental borderline project. I mean, he could do some things that give you a floor now, which was mostly running-based and deep throwing-based.
That's all it is. I mean, it's running-based, and it's only his fastball. He can't. His biggest problem, of course, is he's still not reading defenses properly all the time, playing in the pocket the right way all the time. But his throwing is all over the place. And if he has to throw a 25-yard laser or a bomb post, he's great. But when he has to throw maybe a shallow crosser, somewhat sidearm, or he has to throw a ball up and over a linebacker and put some touch on it, he really loses his way. And honestly, he doesn't even know how to do it mechanically. He if you watch him on some of his touch throws, he throws it a different way every time because he still can't figure out exactly what he wants to do as a quarterback to consistently make those throws. So that's an issue. And yes, he gives them the advantage in the run game. There's no doubt about that. But I think with Flacco back in this, yes, the fact that you're going to have to defend the pass to that extent will also help the run game.
I was going to ask
and we know their traditional run game with their lineman and Jonathan Taylor is still damn good, even without the Anthony Richardson quarterback design threat that goes along with it. Yes, they will be a better offense with Joe Flacco.
I wanted to ask that because we often fall into the trap of like, hey, it's going to help out. It might hurt the run game because Richardson gives you more variance in the run game. But with how effective play action can be with a player like Flacco that is accurate at all three levels and a running back like Jonathan Taylor, it might just balance out at the end of the day anyway.
Yes, I don't think it's – I think it's in fact, I'd probably go ultimately, and if you let this experiment play out and let Joe Flacco play, I honestly think it's going to help the run game more. The fact that defenses will be like, wait, we can't play single safety high and always put 8 in the box and do stuff like that. Not with Joe Flacco. They got enough weapons on the outside to where they can push the ball down the field. And, of course, Shane Steichen is extremely creative as far as play design and how to attack people anyways. So, no, I do think they'll be better with Flacco. But at the same time, this doesn't mean it's the end for Anthony Richardson.
That was my next question.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
He's 22.
It's 22. He's young. So what? He's playing a little. He's learning on the fly. He's trying to do his best here. They're going to still stay, as far as, with their belief, confident in him. They're still going to stay that way. But right now, they know he's not playing to the capabilities that they thought he might be able to play at this point, and they got to make a move and try to help their football team and win football games. So that's what they're doing. But I don't think this is the end. I don't think this is going to be like, oh my gosh, Anthony Richardson's in the doghouse, anything like that. They're going to continue to work with him. He'll be a guy that after practice, I'm sure the quarterback or coach will stay with him and they'll do reps and things like that to continue to help his development that way. But again, I think to have played and to be benched, I don't know. Is that worse than to never play like Jordan Love for 3 years? No. I mean, again, this is not the end of the world. This is a process. I think they knew it was going to be like this. And last year, with him getting hurt and not being able to play, is a ripple-down effect into this year and why he's not where they would hope he would be in year 2 of his NFL career.
When you have a season-ending injury, especially as a young player,
yeah.
and that can linger into the offseason because you're doing a lot of rehab, especially rehab that can affect your actual workouts for the position.
For him, for sure. With his shoulder throwing.
How hard is it to go into an offseason like that and get better at things rather than I just got to get healthy in time for camp, and then you're kind of spiraling all over again because you didn't get to change your problems in the offseason?
I mean, it's big even if you don't have an injury,
right?
And you're not raw. I mean, I was a rep guy. A lot of guys are, where I don't care if I was hurt or not hurt or whatever. If I didn't get a lot of reps and then you threw me out on the football field, I was I wasn't very good. I wasn't. The game was fast. I was a little bit, the clock in my head was all messed up, all that type of stuff. So, I mean, practice reps, training camp reps, being able to do that full speed, of course, is huge in your development and where you are, as far as your comfort level in an offense or on the football field. Yes, some of that was taken away from him, let alone he was behind the 8 ball and all of those things to begin with. And then I think, you dive into Sunday a little bit, too, with, we're throwing for 44% every game. We're missing throws that, again, Johnny from high school can hit sometimes. Now, he makes some throws where I go, well, there's only like 2 or 3 people in football that can do that right there. But that's too few and far between. But then also I think, the taking himself out of the game, as I said Sunday night, I've never seen that in my life before. That was crazy. And I think that kind of shows maybe where he is in his maturity, professional level right now, that he's not quite where you want him to be.
Yeah, we got to, obviously that was after the game we heard from Richardson. We'll take a listen to that. And we also got to hear his head coach's thoughts and Ryan Kelly's thoughts throughout the week on it as well. So listening on Richardson on why he took himself out of the game.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a lot of running right there, what I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play, so I just, just told Sam I just needed a break right there.
Yeah, we had a conversation about it this morning in the quarterback room, which I'll keep private, but obviously in those situations, he knows, right, on those type of deals, like, you can't take yourself out, and, it's a learning experience for him, and he's got to grow from it.
We had a conversation about it, and I think he knows it's not the standard that that he needs to play up to, and the rest of the team holds him to. And I'll kind of leave the conversation that we had at that. But I'm sure he's going to take some criticism for that. It's just rightfully so, right? I mean, that's a tough look. But I'm also he's out there giving it all for his team, right? And it's not always pretty sometimes. An offensive lull the last couple of weeks. Just having a hard time getting going at times. I thought we did some good things in the game, but. If anybody ever questions how hard he plays, I don't think that's the case. I mean, if you watch his film, surely, we didn't move the ball effectively at times, but, I mean, he's giving it everything for his teammates. So he's young. I'm sure it's a learning moment for him, and I'll leave it at that.
He is young. He's 3 months younger than Shedeur Sanders, for some perspective.
Right.
He's had 23 starts since high school. 1 as a redshirt freshman, 12 as a redshirt sophomore, 4 as a rookie, 6 this season.
Yeah.
But I'll say, Chris, we watch a lot of press conferences doing this job. That wasn't the most inspiring support of what he did.
No.
Steichen seemed annoyed, but was like, we're going to keep it internal.
Right.
I thought Ryan Kelly actually expanded on it a little bit.
He did a good job.
He did. It was very balanced.
He made his point, but also was like, hey, he's young and he's learning, and it's not like he doesn't want to win and do those type of stuff.
Right. But you could see there's just a little bit of frustration.
It's a no in the NFL.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
I mean, again, look, you think he ran as much as Lamar did on any game this year? No. Right. Does Lamar tap out? Does Jaden Daniels tap out? Not at all. That's where it's crazy. So, again, I think when your play is not to a certain level, you don't buy yourself any excuses or the ability to do stuff like that. Let alone, that's still a no-no. Like, Ryan Kelly's sitting there going, wait, well, what about when you were scrambling around? I was running around trying to block somebody, and then the play before I was trying to block somebody when you were scrambling around. And the play before when you hand the ball off, I was actually still working while you just handed it off and watched the guy.
Right, and the play after. They ran the ball and he had the block.
Right, exactly right. So nobody wants to hear that. And especially from the franchise quarterback, the guy that's supposed to be leader of the football team, I can suck it up in any instance no matter what. This goes into a deeper problem of, if you're going to play and you want to be a running quarterback and do that, then you better do some more wind sprints and be in shape.
Right.
I mean, plain and simple. But you can't be that type of quarterback and go, well, every time I have a big run and if I have to follow it up with another scramble, I'm going to come out of the football game. Not a good look. Football, no. And especially at the quarterback position. Again, like we've said, I'm trying to say it, somewhat politely, but I'm done with it. Everybody out there would tell you that they've never seen it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But either way, I do think they're in better hands with Joe Flacco at this point. I don't think this is the end of the world for Anthony Richardson, right? If Flacco continues to play good, okay, he's going to sit in the back and he's going to learn from him and hopefully get useful practice reps, and then it might just be kicked down the road till next year, and he gets that full offseason and gets to really turn the corner and maybe do that. But right now, Shane Steichen, Chris Ballard, I think they're making the right move by not holding the whole team hostage, just waiting for Anthony Richardson to get his development and his professionalism, in check or in the right way.
And the odds makers agree with you. This week, the Colts travel to Minnesota for Sunday Night Football. Before the Flacco news, the Colts were 6-point underdogs. After the Flacco news, 5-point underdogs.
Well,
a full-point movement, even against a quarterback that doesn't move well against Brian Flores' blitz-heavy scheme, but we know Flacco can see everything in front of him.
Well, Minnesota stops the run, too. That's the other aspect of this. Minnesota's one of the best run-stopping teams in football, so I bet you they went into this going, wait, we're not going to beat them with this bullshit that we've been doing.
Right.
We got to throw the football, and with all the shit they do at the line of scrimmage, I don't know if Anthony Richardson is going to be able to direct traffic and get us in the right protections and check the plays with all the stuff they do to the capacity Shane Steichen might feel comfortable with, and that's where Joe Flacco is going to have great value this week against that defense. Yo, homies, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's time. The NFL season is here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You can hit subscribe to get all the weekly picks, plus our Sunday recaps as the games are happening.
Oh, you know it. Nobody does that better than us. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. We'll see you next time on Unbuttoned.